I write this answer as someone who was very badly abused, and whose father died when I was 16. Dad was an angry, tortured man, who told me almost every day of my life how worthless, lazy and stupid I was. He used his belt on us kids. I was terrified of my dad, and hated him too. He had a heart attack 2 years before he died. During those 2 years he fought hard to live. He had the best care available, and with Mom being a nurse, got excellent care when he was home too. I helped her with it. We even made candy for him because he could not have a speck of salt in his diet. It was a hard slog for those 2 years. Sometimes he would think he was well enough to start in on us the way he had before the heart attack. The one time he tried to beat my brother with his belt after his heart attack, my mom and I stopped him, and she told him those days were over. Near the end of this 2-year period he was told his life would end in a few months, or he could try to go through another open heart surgery to try and fix his heart again. At least that is what he told us. He opted for the surgery. He worked at this hospital, and the surgeons were his colleagues. They had him in a germ-free special unit all by himself for a week before the surgery was scheduled. It was hermetically sealed, and the last time I saw him, I was wearing a full bodysuit so I would not bring in any germs into the room. I could not touch him. He looked so scared. I am not sure to this day what their real plans were for Dad, but I always wondered if they were going to try and give him a heart pump. It would have been an experiment, as back then I think only one other person had gotten one, and I think that was in South Africa. This was in the 1960s. Dad had courage. I can imagine him doing something like this, as he knew his goose was cooked anyway. He died on the operating table. One of the surgeons visited us a few days later and explained that his heart was so worn out, it just fell apart like wet tissue when they touched it. I would have never told him what a horrible dad had been to his face. Why would you do something that terrible to a dying person? What would it accomplish? He had suffered during those last 2 years. He had been punished enough. I am still angry at him and have even felt hatred toward him at times for his mistreatment of all of us. He badly damaged all of his kids. 2 of us never had children, because we did not want to pass the abuse along. My younger brother did. His children are successful adults now, but I can see vestiges of the anger in them also. Anger and the resulting abuse is passed down from generation to generation. Most people who abuse their children were also abused children. So, are they completely to blame for their awful behavior? I am not sure.